What is up, DTube Steam blockchain? So today I want to talk about some tweets that Jack, which I think is the CEO of Twitter, he put out about basically decentralized social media, and I guess you can then call it decentralized Twitter in the long run. So Jack tweeted these one day ago. So let's go over it a little bit. So first of all, it's nice to see tweets like this, that it's entering more people's awareness about this aspect of decentralized, because we see that with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and a few other platforms, these giant monopolies, it's really not good for social media to have so much power centralized and that no user is earning. It's just companies and they're just selling your data and not transparent how much they're earning, or maybe a little bit with Facebook. I'm not sure how much Twitter is earning, but let's go over these. So these were basically the tweets which got put out. So these were the tweets that got put out by Jack Dorsey one day ago. So first of all, he said, Twitter is funding small independent team of up to 5 open source architects, engineers, designers to develop an open and decentralized standard for social media. The goal is for Twitter to ultimately be a client of this standard. We expect this team not only to develop a decentralized standard for social media, but to also build an open community around it, inclusive of companies and organizations, researchers, civil society leaders, all who are thinking deeply about the consequences, positive and negative. And the last tweet, this isn't going to happen overnight. It will take many years to develop scalable and usable decentralized standard for social media that paves the path to solving challenges listed above. Our commitment is to fund this work to that point and beyond. The first thing that I found kind of weird was this, like that they're funding a small team. I mean, shouldn't it be a big team if it's like the future of social media? I'm not sure how much Twitter is making, but they should be making a couple of billions. So yeah, so okay, so the movement to decentralized systems, something that Steemit and Steam Blockchain started to do in 2016, and something that EOS or Block One with their voice is going to do in February 2020, and but they are going to have some kind of identity verification, which I'm not sure if I like, because it may not be good for some people that may not like that. Because it's like on Facebook, you don't need an identity. Twitter, you don't need it. Instagram, you don't need it. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that. I'm not sure if that's good for decentralized to create like gateway keepers and stuff like that. But the overall movement is towards decentralized more systems. So it's nice that Jack is starting to think in these ways. For me personally, using these, especially Steam blockchain, to experiment with decentralized social media, the aspect of empowerment that I find the most important is the tokenization aspect, that people have a digital currency and that they can trade it peer to peer to other people. So 10 years ago, first we got the first wave of digital social media, but it was mainly information social media. Now we also want to combine value social media, or like real value social media, where how it has worked up to now is people have had to use advertisers to advertise their money to sort of make value. But now when we can print value, so for example, Steam blockchain, you printing, the blockchain is printing the Steam tokens, and yes, they're being mined by the miners, and other blockchains work with smart contracts, and then they print ones and zeros if you follow the rules of the contract. So this opens up for ways where you can create proof of brain social media, something that the Steam blockchain is using. So instead of vanity features, as for example on Twitter, you can heart something, you can share something on your page, but it has no real value. It's a vanity metrics. Now we're moving into proof of brain metrics, for example tokens, that has real value and that is being traded on a decentralized exchange, or that people can send it trustlessly to another address or whatever. So this is kind of interesting because it introduces value, digital value, to the mainstream masses eventually, when more and more people get exposed to it. And this is kind of nice because it opens up for systems that has never been possible in the past. So for example, in the past, when people earned, for example, how people are earning now on centralized social media is they usually only get a payout every week or every month, but with these new systems you can get payout in real time. So that's way better. That's way better. So this is interesting. At the moment, in terms of decentralized social media, it's only Steam blockchain that has a head start. So Steam blockchain has the amazing programming, and I mean they've had the most amazing like devs that put a lot of cool stuff together, but they had never had any like marketing for their amazing technology. So it's not being used so much. It's still the most used decentralized social media on the internet. Nothing even comes close. But as Jack is saying here, it's going to take a couple of years. Now, I'm not really sure how this is going, this especially this project is going to play out, because um, because it seems like it's not that much funding. If it's just a few people that they're funding, I'm not really sure if that's gonna be that great, to be honest. Mm, People are only using Twitter because they have a monopoly on the market. So when some super better alternative comes and when it has a valuable token, it seems like everyone instantly is gonna not use Twitter. For example, if Steam suddenly was worth $30 per Steam token, it's like, why would anyone ever hang around on Twitter? So I think that Jack's sort of starting to realize this in many ways, that people are sort of trying to find alternatives, and they're starting to consider like, well, we need to sort of try to make stuff a bit more inclusive. And you're starting to see that they are also starting to consider game theory aspects, something we in the blockchain industry has been considering for 2 to 4 or 5 years now. How to make the best game theory systems that is win-win for all sides. So I'm not really sure if I think that this is gonna make any interesting stuff happen, to be honest. Because even if Twitter, let's say they decentralize social media or some aspect like that, on top of that, it's going to take many years after that also to sort of make people learn to use some kind of value token system. And Steam has such a head start on that already. So for example, if Twitter innovates or do something new kind of fast, then Steam can copy it kind of fast. But now it seems just like Twitter is lagging behind. So if they would try to copy something, I mean, they would have to do so much research and development, and to actually create a better game theory, very hard. I don't think that is going to be that easy, because it takes a lot of time to educate the mainstream masses, and it's not just that you can just roll out something and everyone instantly gets it. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out, especially also with all this Libra stuff and how that is the Libra stuff is being delayed now a lot, and you have all this stuff in China going on also. We're probably going to see a tons of delays here, but it's exciting to it's exciting to see how everything is becoming more inclusive, and how everyone is seeing everything now. in many ways, just because people have more computing power, so they can see more data, and they can connect dots faster. So the spread of information means that if something truly groundbreaking or truly revolutionary comes out, if someone invents something truly amazing, people know it the next day. Or at least it's moving more and more to that stage where if something truly amazing comes, people know it super super fast. So yeah, at the moment, I don't think Twitter is really that amazing. I mean, it's not a good platform in terms of it doesn't really empower people in a great way. It's the algo sucks. I mean, just to say it in simple terms, the algorithm is horrible. There's no transparency how that one works. There's no transparency how the ad system works. There's no way to hide retweets. There is so much trolling going on. It seems like almost no improvement has been done on the platform since 2010. So I think people eventually are going to want to have higher standards on platforms, and they also want more options or more consumer freedom over what they can do. It's centralized social media is quite restricted, uh, and yeah, I mean you definitely need proof of brain. Uh, and that is something that seriously needs to be worked at. So that's what I want to talk a little bit about today. So I don't really think anything truly amazing is gonna come out of this, but it's nice to see that they at least are starting to consider it a little bit. That is nice. That's nice. So yeah, have a great day, DTube and Steam blockchain. Bye bye.